Hey guys, so I wanted to talk today about inflammation and things that cause inflammation and how inflammation is being found, right? Now it's finally being uncovered that it is the root of a lot of diseases. So let's just talk about this. I'm talking about chronic inflammation. We'll go through different things, but like heart disease, it is the inflammation of arteries. Arthritis, inflammation of the joints. Pretty much anything that ends in itis is something that's inflamed. Bronchitis, pancreatitis, appendicitis. Like if you look up that medical terminology, that itis means inflammation. And there are two different kinds of inflammation. So some people are like, well, like inflammation, like I hit my knee or I stubbed my toe or I have, an ingrown fingernail. Yes, that's inflammation. That's called acute inflammation. And when I was going to school for medical reasons, medical school type things, terminology, I always thought of acute inflammation as it was cute. It didn't stick around for long. It went away, right? It's my body's natural way of healing itself. I stubbed my toe, it's inflamed. I hurt my knee, it's inflamed. It's kind of like the blood coming to this source and saying, ooh, let's protect you, let's heal you, and then it goes away. But I'm talking inflammation like chronic inflammation, like something that's lasting you way longer than 6 to 8 weeks, and it's actually causing illness. It's causing problems in your life. It's causing you to maybe be on medication. So I'm talking things like I said, arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's, high cholesterol, Crohn's, those kind of things, chronic inflammation, RA, peptic ulcers, IBS, colitis, did I say that already? Crohn's, celiac, and I'm gonna put autoimmune back in there again because so many people don't realize that it is caused by some sort of inflammation. And now I'm gonna keep this short and brief because you know how I can get talking on things like this. It's all gonna be in a blog and I'll post that later. So what causes this inflammation in your body? Let's talk about that. 99.9% of it is going to be what you're putting in your mouth, the food that you're eating, the things that your body is not recognizing as real food, like sugar, high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavoring, artificial coloring, artificial sweeteners, processed foods, gluten, some dairy, your body, vegetable oils, your body just doesn't see this as a food. So its natural defense is to puff up like a puffer fish and protect itself. And over time, that can cause hormonal issues, that can cause gut health issues, that can cause a lot of issues that lead to these illnesses that are now being medicated like crazy because it's some sort of inflammatory disease, inflamed arteries, clogged arteries, inflamed joints, inflamed colon, these kind of things. I was just speaking with someone the other day who's on a medication as an anti-inflammatory medication, and her stomach is starting to hurt. So now she's taking something else for her stomach. And now because of that stomach issue, she's got to take another pill to counteract all these things. So how do you combat this inflammation? How do you say, you know what, I need to work on something other than this medication because clearly I still have these itises going on. I'm going to tell you the root cause is the foods that we're putting in our body. They are so toxic to our body, it doesn't recognize it as food. So if you've ever heard me talk about leaky gut, you know that that's a huge issue. But so how do you bring your body back to balance? How do you get rid of inflammation without saying, oh my gosh, I'm taking all this medication and it's making me thirsty. It's making me hungry. I'm eating too much. I'm gaining weight. My stomach is blown up like a balloon. I have migraines. There's that book I'm always going to tell you, it starts with food. It starts with the food. So eliminate some of those foods that have those items in it. That will be huge, huge, huge for your energy levels, the way you feel, your inflammation. You may even be able to do just that and get off of medication. But how long have you been dealing with this inflammation? How many years of medications have you had building up in your system? There are some anti-inflammatory foods that you can eat. There are also supplementation that you can put into your diet that helps clear out that inflammation. These are all going to be in my blog, don't worry. I try to be respectful of your time, but you know I love to get the information out to you so you can just kind of get the down low of it and then read the rest of it in the blog. But this is huge, huge, huge. I cannot stress enough how being your own advocate at things like this is the way to go. I'm not saying don't ever see your doctor. I'm not saying don't take the medication your doctor has been given you for years. What I am saying is if you are not seeing relief from your inflammation or your inflammatory issues, there might be another option you should look into. And it may be an elimination diet, supplementation, and eating more anti-inflammatory foods and bringing that to the balance table instead of taking 5 or 6 medications to counteract the other one. You know, I mean, it is huge the way I see people on all this medication and they're not seeing relief. So then they try another medication because that's just kind of how we've been taught, right? But what if there was another way to find that balance and eliminate some of that inflammation? So that is what I'm putting in the blog. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out because I know so many people suffer from some sort of inflammatory disease. And I hate that word. I hate the word disease, and that's why I always replace it with issue. Because I feel like a disease is fatal. Like, that's it. You have a disease. Your life is over. And some people think that that's what it is. Like, this is your life sentence. You have this disease now, and it's done. It's an issue. Issues can be helped. Issues can be changed. Issues can be reversed. I've seen it. I've worked with people who have had this reverse. So yes, I will post the link for the blog, and please, by all means, read further into it and be your own advocate and continue to do the research and be open-minded. Be open-minded that maybe you can reverse the symptoms of your inflammatory issues. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for hopping on. We'll chat later.